Lilly Cernak is barely 17, but she's already an accomplished manga artist and a phenomenal storyteller. She has her own successful comic strip online, one that she fully writes and illustrates. Lilly collaborates often with her dad, Alan, and together they've even exhibited at the Reading Art Museum in Pennsylvania. So we're here at the Goggleworks Center for the Arts with Lilly Cernak, a mangaka or manga artist. Now, Lilly, you are so young and so incredibly talented that I just need to know, where did you get started with this manga?
Well, when I was young, we began going to a Japanese supermarket and mall that had a bookstore. And they had these wonderful Japanese children's magazines, which at the time I couldn't read a word of. I hadn't started really learning Japanese yet. But I loved the pictures. They had all of these manga-style pictures in them that I would, try and copy, and I started trying to draw my own. And at the same time, I was also very interested in Pokemon. It was very popular at the time and still is.
Right.
But and I would try and draw those characters, which was that style, and it kind of snowballed from there.
Now, in addition to drawing, you're actually a writer, too, because you have a whole manga comic strip. How did you get started with that?
It's called Farewell Feeling, and the premise of the story is this boy, Ellison, who can't feel sad, which you would think would be a nice thing.
Right.
You'd never be disappointed, never have your feelings hurt, but it turns out to be a huge problem for him because with nothing to contrast, say, happiness to.
He doesn't know what's that.
He doesn't really feel anything.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is it's a very deep story. Is this something you came up with on your own?
Yes, it is. I've always been interested in stories with anthropomorphized things that wouldn't usually be human characters.
What?
Where something that is not human is given human attributes.
Personified.
Personified, less like an emotion would not normally be a person, but in this story it's a human character.
Amazing. Now, how many editions of your comic book have you released online?
It's all online, all for free online right now, and it's updated twice a week, so there's 2 pages put up every week.
Okay.
And each page is part of a chapter.
So it's a serialized comic.
Right.
Every week you go and you get more of the story.
Right, right.
Now, I would imagine you have a lot of followers on the internet. Do they sort of help you to develop your characters and storylines?
That's one of my favorite parts about having it online is I can get feedback and hear from people who are reading it, what they like, what they don't like, what they like. For instance, I was experimenting with different types of shading, and I said, what do you think? Can you see this shading okay? Is it too light? And people wrote back and said, I think maybe that's a little light, or I think it's okay. And so I adjust things, based on feedback I get.
So it's like a message board, but it's almost like a focus group.
Yeah.
In a sense as well. Now, do you feel like you've sort of brought this tradition and you're introducing it? You do teach.
I do teach.
As well.
Yes.
So young, so talented. So do you feel like you're carrying on the tradition to a whole new generation and nationality
I'm
of people?
trying.
Yeah.
I'd love it if, everybody read manga and everybody knew about it and enjoyed it, And I can see it growing and becoming more popular in America, so I'd like to help it as much as I can.
That's absolutely wonderful.